Hello and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. I am A.H.P. I'm an author and I also do business. Now today's video is for that part of my channel where we talk about business, and I want to talk about the pros and cons of using influencers to promote your business or to represent your business. Okay, now a lot of um, you know, a lot of businesses are represented by influencers known as brand ambassadors, okay? Brand ambassadors. Um, and it goes from celebrities, like whether they are singers, actors, actresses, um, you know, people with big social media platforms, followings, and all of that, regular everyday people with big platforms, okay, um, in the different spheres of influence. Now, we've been told that that is the way to go, because that will get you customers, that will get people buying your products and your services, that will get people knowing about your business and all of that, and that is good and that is great. However, so that those are the pros. The pros is the good part. Okay, so using a typical you know using an influencer will get you customers, will get your brand known in different places that it may never have been known, in different countries. If they're outside of your personal country, you'll be known in the country that you use the influencer in and across, depending on their level of influence. That is why a lot of people, a lot of companies look for people with a big following, because the big following means that they may have followers in different countries, they may have levels of influence in different countries. So that means like your product or your service or your brand is known in countries that you may have never reached before, you may have never traveled to before. Okay, now the con is that your brand, your product, your service, your brand, your company will also be affected if the influencer, okay, by the things that goes on in the influencer's personal life that may be brought to light. Okay, now the ones that we don't know about, but when it's brought into the public light, for example, they had a scandal going on, they're trending for all the wrong reasons, guess what? That affects your brand. It means that people who may have bought into your you know into your brand and are buying your products and are wanting to use your services, you may see a dip. Okay, you may see like it going down, like your levels of customers going down, because of this person who you've chosen as your brand ambassador, who happens to be an influencer, to represent your product, to represent your service, to represent your company, okay, to the public. Now, does that mean that you can't use people? No, it just means that you have to be prepared that in case they have a scandal or trending for wrong reasons, whether it is, the thing is, whether it's true or false, okay, you will lose customers whether what is being said about you, the influencer, about what's it called, the influencer that you are using, or the brand ambassador who you are using, whether it's true or not, you will find a decline until people realize that, oh, okay, actually this is false news, this is actually false, what's it called, false claims and all of that stuff. Then it will take a while for them to trust again, to build their trust again to the level of coming to use your service and your product. Okay, now, so that those are the cons of using influencers. So what I would advise you as a company, if you are looking to use brand ambassadors, use trusted, like use people that you have studied them for a while and you know the consistency of their integrity in the public place. Okay, now yes, we all have mishaps, we all trend sometimes for the wrong reasons and all of that stuff. Life does happen. However, make sure that before you choose a brand ambassador or an influencer to represent your company, that you do your your background check basically, and make sure that they have a level of consistent integrity with the public. Okay, so that your brand and your business is not misrepresented in the public. It's not misrepresented in different countries. It's not misrepresented in the within the marketplace. Okay, it actually, for me, I find that it is better to not use influencer at all if it means that your brand stays intact. What do I mean? If it means that your brand or your service or your product is going to continue having a good name and customers, consistent levels of customers and growth without um, without the use of influencers or brand ambassadors, um, rather than using brand ambassadors with, for lack of a better word, shady level of integrity within the public eye, I would choose any day to not use a brand ambassador. Okay, because at least I know that, you know, is guaranteed. Like my brand, the integrity that I uphold, especially when you're working hard to build integrity with customers, to build trust with customers, and taking new grounds in terms of business is very important. Your integrity, your trust, your level of trust, customers trusting you is very important. Okay, and it's not cheap. It's quick to lose customers, it's quick to lose trust with people, but it takes years and years of building trust with people, especially to part with their hard earned cash. So use brand ambassadors wisely, okay? And make the rectification that you need to make when you hear when you hear or see anything shady with the brand ambassadors or the influencers you're using to represent your company, to represent your service, to represent your products. Be quick to rectify it. Make the decision until it has been, rectified, because otherwise you end up losing customers because of the repercussion, as a repercussion for their behavior, for their life and for their lifestyle. And also make sure that the lifestyle of the of the influencer you use to represent your product, your service, your company, matches your company. Okay, matches your company values, matches your company your company values, and also matches the products that you are putting into the market. For example, people ask me to be brand ambassadors, and I'm like, okay, all great, good, and all of that. Yeah, great opportunity. However, I go onto their page and I look at their page, and it's, women with their clothes all the way up to, their tops all the way up to here, and it's not a mishap because you can see they've actually done it on purpose. And then, with their tops all the way up here, and imagine I'm not wearing anything under it here, all showing all their body, and I'm like, or skirts and skirts with the slit way high, and there's nothing left to the imagination. Your thighs is all about, like, it's different if you're doing a bikini, but even bikinis, like, they're pulling their bikini, so you're seeing like all of that right on the page. And I look at that and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, like, I can't be a brand ambassador. Okay, and I've had to tell different companies on several occasions, especially on Instagram, um, that no, I can't do it because match it doesn't match who I am. It doesn't match my brand. It doesn't it doesn't match what I do. You know, your page, what you go for, and you know, sometimes that may not even be the issue, like the show of cleavage and all of that seductiveness and all of that. Sometimes it's just that the products they produce, or they want you to model out, or to buy, is not what you typically use. You know, you have to use genuine influences. You know, it's not something that, you know, I typically use. So for example, I'm into fashion industry but into high fashion. So when a sporty company, what's it called, approaches me to model their sportswear, I decline. I'm like, no, I don't. Or streetwear, I'm like, no, I don't do that. However, I do have, you know, books that also go into like the health and fitness and all of that kind of stuff, lifestyle. So it would be different if I was promoting my books and then wearing sportswear. Okay, it will be different because that would be a once-off promotion, and it will be for targeted towards that. But to literally be the face of sportswear brand, and unless it's a high fashion sportswear brand, then yeah, I'll think twice and I'll go for it. But if it's like regular sportswear and you know, you're having to show your body and all of that, I remember like a company approached me, right? And they were like, oh, we want you to represent our brand and all of that and all of that, right? And then I remember God was like, are you now going to begin to show your body? I quickly turned I quickly turned down the offer. Like, quickly turned down the offer, because they'll ask you to do all sorts. Like your bum showing, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing that in the skimpiest of workout clothes and all of that stuff. And I'm just like, no. And then secondly, I'm also a mom. So I don't want to be appearing in pages that I'm not, you know, I have an 8-year-old, okay? I don't want to be appear and a 3-year-old as they're growing. I don't want to be appearing in places that will make them think like, oh, mom, like, oh, what is this like? Why are you here? Like, why is your face here? And what is this? Even if you are fully clothed, the people on this particular page and all of that kind of stuff, um, it'll reflect you. It'll reflect you. They'll think like, if you can do that, if you can be on such a platform, that means you condone whatever all the other influencers or brand ambassadors, interchangeably, you condone what they do. You condone them wearing skimpy outfits and all of this kind of stuff, and seductive and all of that stuff. So that is what I'll leave with you. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section and I will be more than happy to respond. If they're too personal for the comment section, I'll be more than happy to receive your DM and respond to your DM accordingly. Other than that, guys, have a very good day. It's morning here in the UK. It's freezing. I've just dropped my son. That's why you hear the quietness in the background. Just dropped my son to nursery and all of that good stuff. So yeah, so it's a cold day. It looks like it's in between wanting to rain and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, luckily today is his last day at nursery until next week. So we don't have to be going out too much, but the weather is on and off in the UK, is unpredictable. But anyway, I digress. So I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye.